Hey, what's up guys, it's Robin Banks. I got some NU battles for you guys. Turns out that I really suck at UU, so that team really needs some rebuilding. So I decided to try some NU because I wanted to use Articuno, which is my favorite Pokemon. Well, one of my favorite Pokemon. This team actually turned out pretty good and I won two pretty good matches, so I just put them both in one video. So let's get started. So I'm going to start off with my Golurk, just to get my Stealth Rocks up. I know that's the same thing that this Monferno wants to do, so I wasn't too worried about it. Plus I knew I could live whatever I wanted to do, so I went for Dynamic Punch and it did a hell of a lot of damage. So I'm not too worried, I'm just going to stay in. He hits us up with a Confusion, doesn't really matter, I was going to kill it anyways. I just got some extra health points or so. Don't know what the Survivor wants to do and it actually Giga Drains. Really didn't know I learned that. This is my first time playing NU. So I'm gonna switch out here, even though that Stonage did a lot of damage. I'm gonna go to my Ditto, which is the Imposter ability, which automatically transforms. And I take the Giga Drain pretty well. So I go for the Flamethrower, hoping that he would have went into his Arctic, but he actually goes into this Eradicate. And I see that it's a Toxic Orb, so the Sucker Punch here is pretty obvious, but instead he goes for the Facade and takes out my Leopard, which kind of sucked. I thought he was going to go for the Sucker Punch to outspeed my Viper, or my Ditto actually, because it was Choice Scarfed. But he made a good play there, and here he just U-turns out, and here's my Shuckle. It's the contrary Shuckle. So when I use Shell Smash on it, instead of minus defense and special defense and plus everything else, it's the exact opposite. So it's minus everything else, plus 2 defense, plus 2 special defense, which makes this thing extremely bulky, and it's impossible to take down. So I get 2 Shell Smashes up, and then I rest just to get the Toxic off. And he actually uses Wish just to get his Viper to full health, and then he's gonna switch out into his Arctic, which is what he's gonna try to use to take out the Shuckle. But like I said, this thing's really bulky. That Stone Edge wouldn't have mattered at all, in my opinion. So here I Power Split to take some of his attack, and then I'm gonna hit him with the Rock Blast, and it does not that much. I thought it was gonna do more after the Power Split, but I am at -4 attack, and I really didn't put that into account. But I see that it has the Life Orb, so I'm like, well, I might as well just stay in. I think that he sees that, so he switches into his Alamamola, and these Rock Blasts are doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. So this Shuckle's move set is really wrong at the moment. That was the first time I used it, and yeah, so I just switched into my Golurk as Death Fodder. But I actually live because he uses Toxic instead of like a move. So I just go for the Drain Punch, see how much it would do. Didn't do much, plus he could just wish it off. So I'm just gonna stay in with this Golurk, just use it as Death Fodder, confuse it, so I can just get a safe switch in on my next turn. And there I'm just gonna die to the Toxic damage. Wasn't too worried about it. Now I can go to my Munchlax and get a free Curse Up, which is also good, which is always good. I could have went for the Body Slam, but it doesn't really matter because this Icicle Crash isn't gonna do anything to me. Here I could have went for another curse because it was Life Orbed, and I could have had 2 curses up right now, which really doesn't matter. Here I go for the rest just to get the damage off, and I'm gonna try to kill this Eradicate off with the Sleep Talk, but it gets a crit. So the curse might have mattered, because if I would have had 2 curses up, even with the crit, I might have survived that Facade. But whatever. So here my Articuno gets raped by Stealth Rocks like it's supposed to, which is why it's not that great. But I just roost because I want to see what move is gonna lock itself into, and it's Ice Beam. So I'm just gonna Toxic it because those Ice Beams are not doing anything to me. And here he switches, and I go for the Toxic again, predicting that switch, but I miss, which doesn't matter too much. I'm just gonna go for it again because I know that I outspeed. But he gets his Toxic up on my Articuno. So we're both Toxic. I'm trying to see what my next play is gonna be. So I'm just gonna go straight for the Ice Beam. And he switches into his Viper, and it does a lot of damage. Now here I know he's gonna Flamethrower, but I don't really care because the only way I'm gonna win this match here is with my Ditto. Now I have to lock myself into the right move to win this game. So I'm gonna actually lock myself into Giga Drain as he tries to transform into me. But apparently Ditto can't transform into whatever the Ditto is transformed into. It just stays as a Ditto. I never knew that. It actually worked into my favor. So I'm still locked into Giga Drain, and I'm just gonna get a bunch of help from this Alamomola. He should have switched into the Viper. Honestly, he probably could have took me out with a flamethrower, but now that I'm at full health, I'm just gonna take it out with a Giga Drain, and that's a good game. My Ditto put in some work, and let's get on to the second battle. Here's the second battle. Same team. I just switched up Shuckle's moves a little bit. Here I'm just gonna go for the stealth rocks. I see that he has a bug. I see that he has Charizard. I just want to get him up. But after I see the sub, I'm worried about the tail glow. He actually doesn't go for the tail glow, but I'm gonna go for the Stone Edge just to break the sub. I know his Leafy is just gonna go straight for the Leaf Blade, so I'm gonna switch to my Garbodor, just to get the weak armor boost, so that I can get a free layer of spikes up right now. But he reads that pretty good, and he goes into his Wartortle. And after I put these layer of spikes up, I know that it's just gonna rapid spin him off. So I'm gonna go for the Drain Punch, see how much it's gonna do, get some health back, and it doesn't do anything at all. So he's gonna get the free rapid spin off, and I really don't want to stay in here because I'm gonna need his Garbodor to set up spikes again. So he goes into he scalds, and it actually burns my Articuno, which kind of sucks, but it doesn't matter too much because this is a specially attacking Articuno. I used the Ice Beam off the bat, see what he wants to switch into. Turns out being his Charizard, and it does about 40 something %. So here I'm just gonna set up a Tailwind, and I'm going to Roost because I see that the flamethrower didn't kill me. But then he goes for the Sunny Day, and now I know that it's gonna kill me. So I'm gonna switch into my Shuckle. And this Shuckle, you've seen it in the last battle, is really bulky. It's about the same thing, but I changed the movesets around a little bit. So I'm gonna go for the Shell Smash just to stall out this Sunny Day because this Charizard's really powerful in the sun. Luckily, it's not the solar power kind of Charizard because it would be extremely powerful in the sun. But he knows that he can't do anything to me, so I'm gonna set up another Shell Smash as he switches out. But now I see that he's gonna try to set up, so I'm gonna go right back into my Golurk. I don't want the thing to set up as he goes for another substitute. And it's gonna be the same thing. He switches into his Leafeon as I go for a Stone Edge. It's just the same cycle all over again. Now here I know he's gonna go for the Leaf Blade like last time, so I just switch into my Articuno this time instead of going into my Garbodor just to see what he's gonna do. And I actually end up making the double switch, and it kind of works out in my favor. He goes into his Wartortle, but I'm not too worried about it. I know that this is the perfect chance to take out his spinner, so I just go for the Dynamic Punch as he Aqua Jets. That might have mattered if we would have went for the Scald the first time. He might have taken me out. The reason I went for Stone Edge there is I predicted the Charizard to come in. I didn't think he was just gonna sack his Rapid Spinner like this, but he stays in, so I'm just gonna go for the Drain Punch, and I'm gonna take it out, which is awesome because now he has no spinner. And here I know he's gonna Leaf Blade, so I'm just gonna switch it to my Garbodor. He's gonna give me the weak armor boost, which is gonna give me a perfect opportunity to set up my Toxic Spikes as he goes for the Sunny Day. And I'm not too worried about it still. So he's gonna Baton Pass into his Charizard as I get my second layer of spikes up. And I really don't want to take anything from this Charizard, so I switch into Ditto to take the oncoming Flamethrower, and that Flamethrower does a lot. Now here he makes a really bad play, goes into his what do you call this thing? His Ampharos, and it takes more than half from a Flamethrower, and I'm just gonna 2-hit KO it. Had he stayed in with the Charizard, he might have been able to take this thing out, but I don't want to take Thunder Wave from this thing, so I switch it to my Golurk, which is a good play, followed by a terrible play. I stay in on the foul play. I was gonna get my Stealth Rocks up, predicting it to like Swagger or something, but it really had no reason to do any of that because it was just gonna take me out, and I don't know why I stayed in. But here I go into Shuckle, because it has a Toxic on it, I know I can outstall it. But he sees that and he goes right into his Charizard, which doesn't get the Toxic Spikes. So I'm just gonna use my Articuno as Death Fodder so that I can safely switch in my Ditto, which is the only thing on my team that can take this Charizard. So I go for the Flamethrower. In the sun, it was really a really weak Flamethrower, but he puts me here into Blaze, and it does a little bit more, but still not a lot. And he takes me out with the Flamethrower. Now here I have to Thick Fat, so I know that I can just body slam it, but he has the Roost, but then I paralyze him. So it kind of worked out. The Flamethrower does nothing because of the Thick Fat, and I just take him out with the Body Slam. And now I'm not worried about the rest of his team. Here he does the Attract, which really surprised me. I thought he was going to Thunder Wave, which is why I rested. The Attract's going to be a little bothersome Now here he goes for the swagger, which is what I thought he was gonna do in the first place. So it kind of sucks. There I get immobilized by Love, and he's gonna go for the foul play, which because of the swagger does a hell of a lot of damage. I get the sleep talk body slam this time though. So that mattered for sure. If I would have never body slammed, this battle would have taken a lot longer. I mean, the Shuckle could have outstalled the rest of his team, but yeah, that was nice. So he goes for the Swords Dance Leaf Blade. It does half, so I'm gonna Shell Smash after he gets a +2 Leaf Blade off, and it did a lot of damage. I know I can take one more, and instead of going for rest, I went for Power Split. Wasn't really the smartest play. I was trying to get his attack down, but didn't really work, obviously, because I get taken out, which sucks because I was really just trying to outstall it. But now I have a plan. I'm gonna go to my Garbodor, knowing that I could take a +2 Leaf Blade from it, get the weak armor, and go for the Clear Smog. So now that +2 is gone, and I know for sure that it can't take me out. Plus I get the Toxic, so it really didn't matter anyways. So he goes into his Volbeat, which is his last one, or Illumise, I forget which one this is. And he goes for its Tail Glow, knowing that I had the Clear Smog, which wasn't really the smartest thing. My Clear Smogs were only doing about 16-15%. So if he would have went for the sub, he would have got a free Tail Glow up, and then a free +3 whatever move it has, probably Bug Buzz. But I mean, it still would have been the best play in my opinion, because it would have had the free Tail Glow up. But because I have the Clear Smog, he's pretty much using Tail Glow for no reason, and it ends up being the match. And I mean, that's cool with me because I got the win. But yeah, that was a pretty good game. That Shuckle's moveset, I really have to think about it. I'm probably gonna end up putting Toxic on it, because I can't stall anything out unless, you know, the Toxic spikes down. But there's, you know, you can rapid spin those off. Flying types aren't affected by it. So I think I'm gonna put Toxic on that Shuckle, and then maybe it'll really be a problem. But yeah, those were two pretty good games, and I hope you guys liked them. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.